G'day guys, welcome back to the Fon Supercoach YouTube channel. Today we are reviewing round 5. For me, reasonable score, 21.55. I think it was about average, but I had a premium out in Petrarca, who is looking to be back this week. So quite happy with that. Moved up 11k ranks up to a very unrespectable rank 70k still. But we are on the way up, which is good. We could not have gotten worse, surely. So this is how the team looks. I've got 3 more games to review, so we're going to do those really quick. If you want the first 6 games of the round, they are on my channel already, and I have reviewed them. So let's get into the Sunday games. Firstly, the Cats and West Coast. So sort of went as expected. Was expecting Baz to go well against these Baz is going to kill these bad teams because the contested rate goes up and the disposal efficiency goes up because the pressure is down. So that's going to turn his scoring into poor ratios to good ratios. So that's why he's scoring so well against bad teams. Holmes played the entire game at half back. I think that was because of his finger issue. It is also worth noting that he had a calf complaint throughout the middle of the game. Also, Warple came in this week, so an extra midfielder. So Holmes goes back to half back. Worked out this game. Not sure if I love that in the long run, but we will see. Just also on Holmes, if you also own Holmes, finger injury, calf complaint at halftime, 5-day break this week. We are on layout watch so bad this week. Hopefully it's okay because they're playing a good team, but we will see. Tanner Bruhn was excellent. Really happy with this pick. Could have gone massive with these 2 points. But yeah, he was terrific. Not much to say there. I will be holding him through to the buys, I think. Who else is relevant here? So Brian Mars was quite poor, I thought. I think Norwood is a bad ground for him. And I will say that his knee is giving him grief for sure. I'm very, very, very annoyed that this injury went unreported throughout the week before last. Because any other week, I would have just reversed the trade when I saw the fitness test, or I just wouldn't have traded in if I knew there was an injury concern. But the 1 week, Geelong plays a Monday game, I go for Brian Myers. So that's frustrating, but it is what it is. 73 is not dreadful, sort of saved it at the end. Hopefully he comes good this week back at home, but we will see. Mitch Edwards. Where's Mitch Edwards? I'll talk about him first. So Williams is less bad than Flynn, but he still offers nothing to the midfield because he's got 1 hit out of 35. What it did mean was that Edwards sort of benefited really only from the fact that his midfield was a lot stronger than West Coast's, and he got a spike score out of it, which is really good. It sounds like Tim English is going to be back this week, which I'm spewing about personally, but we'll get to that soon. But that means that this potential spike score against Emmett is likely no longer on the cards. So I think if you had Edwards, you'd be wrapped at this score and you'd be quite happy with the pick. But if you traded in, it probably wasn't the greatest trade. And then last but not least, I guess he is least this game, Tom Stewart, 47. Absolutely putrid game from Tom Stewart. I don't think he had a touch until midway through the second quarter. It was just dreadful. So all the defenders are putting up stinkers this week, even Sinclair as we get to the next game. But yeah, that was a tough watch for Tom. So hopefully there are not many Tom Stewart owners. And then on the West Coast side, I spoke about Williams. He's not long for this world. He's killed a bad ruckman. Just don't go here, okay? And then Willem Dersma, 105. This is a horrendous miss. A rookie putting up 85 plus is just a disastrous miss. So well done if you have him. I do not. I really went hard on roll in this preseason and didn't really consider ability enough. And that has caused me to pick players like Windsor and miss players like Dersma. So that is unfortunate, but such is life. Dev Rob, 85, had a knee injury. I'm going to say if he's out for 6 weeks, I will still hold this because I think he's got 120k plus left in him. So I don't want to be making 2 trades out of that. So hopefully it's not that long, but I am willing to hold Dev Rob for a long time at this point. Harley Reid, like 5 frees against and a 50. So, and 11 clangers. Like, I don't know. As soon as he gets a level head, he's going to be a Supercoach machine, this guy. So hopefully that's not too far away. I do enjoy watching Harley Reid play, to be honest, but needs to get the rubbish out of his game. Tim Kelly, if you had him, 83, probably not ideal, particularly at Norwood, but I think he's going to be a fine pick. Josh Lindsay went 80, so he was really good in the first half and continued it on through the second half. He was terrific. Ended up taking him over Selwood, so got 6 points there, which was a little bit lucky, but it is what it is. And yeah, he's making nice cash. So very happy with Lindsay. McCarthy, if you had him, probably not too thrilled with this, but I don't think many people have McCarthy. Schonberg wouldn't be going here. And Bo Allen, if you have, that was a tough score. And then obviously Duff Tyler, time to go. All right, Richmond versus the Giants. So this sort of went as expected, where the Giants just ran amok, the outside players. So Finn Callaghan had 37. I think he had 5 in the first 2 minutes, which was just crazy. He was terrific, as predicted. Potentially 2 tags coming up. However, I do think Finn Callaghan is a very good option here. I think if Finn O'Sullivan is going to be out for this North game, then you wait for Finn Callaghan. If not, you just go. Because he's got James Jordan next week. I don't expect Jordan to absolutely kill Finn Callaghan. I think it'll be a 95. But that's still 20 points potentially lost. So, yeah, I'm waiting on Finn Callaghan, but extremely interested. Clayton Oliver, another good score if you had him. He still doesn't look that good to me, but he keeps scoring well. So, good for him. Lockie Ash and Lockie Whitfield, I'll talk about them together. Just some really weird clangers from them. All outside, uncontested junk. So that's why the ratios are a little bit bad for Whitfield. I think Ash is a tough watch, but if he's scoring Supercoach points, does it matter? As a non-owner, it's just a tough watch, but I think I'll still be very keen to get him in at some point. Obviously, he has over double the meters gained as Whitfield, but I think Whitfield is biting off more damaging kicks, is the way I would put it. Whereas Ash is long to contest spam or sideways spam, although this was mostly long to contest. Gothard is another one that's got away 92. Ugh. Dude, Gothard and Dersma over Watkins and one of these donkey mid prices would have been so good. But yeah, super pick if you pick Gothard. These Giants guys, it's really hard to get a read on sometimes, and this would have been a huge leg up if you had him. So yeah, Gothard been very, very good. Thomas, if you had him, just ticking along nicely. Toby Bedford played, so does he tag someone next week? Heaney's going to be too big for him. Is it a Mills? Is it a Blakey? Does he tag at all? Time will tell. And no one else. Oh, Cogs got injured, so time to go if you've got him. Only a concussion, but he's just bleeding money at this point. And yeah, let's move on to the Tigers. So Lafau went 85. What did Lafau score last week? Up to 200k, made 50k. So potentially another bad miss on my behalf. 33, 44-33 though. Yeah, I don't know. I maintain that Lafau can score, so I'm not overly surprised. But yeah, you would have liked to have seen a better game when he was on the bubble, unfortunately. But I'm probably being a little bit too reactive to scoring this year, where although this role isn't good, I don't know. It's too hard to tell with Richmond. He didn't even get into the ruck this week, so I don't know. Too hard to tell. And then I don't think anyone else is relevant for... Oh, Grill, 59, just ticking along. I think he's almost ready to go, Grill. We'll see how he goes this week and then assess. And then potential rookie, Oliver Hayes-Brown. There's Fawcett as well. Fawcett is a tall forward and a bad side. Probably wouldn't go there. He's not really taking contested marks. And then Hayes-Brown is playing ruck, but is very bad. So yeah, not going there. I think Madden's worth discussing as well. If Madden puts up another good score next week, he's going to be a very interesting option, I think. But the job security probably isn't going to be good either way. Okay, let's talk Port versus St Kilda. Terrible game. Start with Zach Butters. So potentially suspended for umpire abuse. So, allegedly questioning the integrity of one of the umpires. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a suspension. There's no mic footage or there's no mic audio, and it's he says, she says. And if we're being honest, if we're going to question one umpire's integrity, maybe the one with the Sportsbet partnership is the one to go with. But anyway, not really relevant. Hopefully Zach does not get suspended. And he was really good. Even hit the scoreboard tonight. So yeah, fantastic game from Zach Butters. Horn Francis got tagged by Boxall. So, I don't know. That was kind of weird. He played a lot of forward time. Was still quite good. Lots of clangers. This like minus 21 is like diabolical. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is a Horn Francis year, if I'm being totally honest. Marshall. So, Marshall got like benched for ages and then swung forward. I think he's getting dropped. He is a liability defensively. And his ball use is good, but I'm not sure it's worth the liability defensively. So I'm a little bit concerned that we've seen the last of Todd Marshall, at least as a defender, which sucks because he was very capable of putting up good scores, even in these conditions, which weren't great for the outside types. Lai in this matchup was, you would have wanted more, and I'm kind of happy I didn't go here, but we'll see. And then Donkey of the week, Watkins, like, how do you go 7 and then 17? And he was on -4 at three-quarter time. Like, okay, this doesn't show that he was, but he was genuinely on -4 at some point in the fourth quarter. So, I don't know. This guy's so bad. I thought this guy was going to make 200K, and he's losing money at 180. Like, absolute donkey. Whatever. Nazaya Wanganeen Millera. Yeah, he got tagged by Burgoyne, which was just terrible coaching in my opinion. But yeah, he played quite well. I do think the game plan is very bad, where it's just like shoveling the ball down his throat essentially. And I think it's way too predictable. So, and teams are just really going after him. Teams are getting nasty in the way they're going after Nazaya at the moment, which is a little bit unfair to him. But yeah, another good score. One I'm very interested in this week as well. We'll talk about my trade shortly. Wilkie, is he a primo? I don't know. Like, he's averaging like I want to say 13 marks a game. Just not sustainable. Flanders, like, didn't get much ball this game, but the ball use was much better. Although that says 5 clangers and 67. I guess he's just like tackling a bunch. I don't know, more contested maybe. I thought Flanders was a little bit better this game, I will say. So continuing to hold. Sinclair, I don't know what happened, but Ross threw him into the middle for a fair bit for some reason. Oh, it's only 16%. I don't know. This Sinclair role was weird this week. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm not going to read anything into it. Max Hall, if you had him, was just quiet. Carroll, for whatever reason, was getting the junk in D50 instead of Sinclair. So if you held him, you'd be wrapped. If you traded him, probably spewing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Carroll's long for this world, but I think Clark was dreadful. And then Boxall played in defense this week. So I don't know. Again, I don't know what Ross is doing with this, but anyway, TDK bad. Filippo, 5 shots at goal for 2 goals, 3 and a 69 score. Played predominantly forward and bad Tog again. Starting to get a little bit concerned. Really don't want to field this at this point, I will say. So, I don't know. Maybe the role improves. We will see. And that's it. All right. I'll quickly go through the other players on my team for those who have not watched the other games. So, spoke about Sinclair and Whitfield just ticking along. Clark was good. Good conditions for him. Houston, bad conditions for him. Very bad. Want to hold for the Melbourne fixtures. So, I think 4 of the next 6 or 5 of the next 6 are at Melbourne. Or at the G, rather. Yeah, the next 4 at the G. A couple tough matchups, but I think, like, he's going well at the G so far. So, we'll see how he goes. Sarong just ticking along nicely, 75. Tackled a bunch, was really good. Lindsay spoke about going well. Selwood, good hold. Kickstarted this cash gem with another couple of difficult fixtures coming up. So hopefully he's probably got another 60 plus K in him, I reckon. So that'd be nice. Jakes should come back this week. But as I spoke about, Dacos was underdone. Not too concerned here. Holmes I spoke about. Dawson, I think, because I'm not looking at making trades this week, I can consider sidewaysing. I don't think he's top 8 or anything like it. But I really need to think about that. There's so many things to think about this week. Spoke about Broon. Jagger, I think, will get thrown back into the middle, so I want to hold for another week. But if he doesn't, he can go after this game, I think. Grill, as I spoke about, probably nearly maxed out. Hold for one more and then reassess. Although these Melbourne and West Coast fixtures are good, so you could definitely consider holding. Murdoch should be back this week, which would be nice. Same with Petrarca. Blamires was good against Brisbane, just on the wing, kicked a nice goal. He is ticking along nicely. Spoke about this donkey. Gawn finally hit a VC, so that was nice. Even though the game itself was a very tough watch for me as a Melbourne supporter, but very happy with the score. Probably a little bit overscored if we're being honest, but quite happy with that. McAndrew was really good again, copping some flack in the media, but I just don't think he's that bad. Like there are some stoppages where he gets clearly outmuscled, but he's getting to round-the-ground contests and impacting in the air. His follow-up work is not bad. He's tackling, he's getting a few disposals here and there. I don't think he's been that bad, to be honest. So, very happy with this. He's going to get to 450, I reckon. So, he's been a ripper. Zach Ostelski signed a 2-year deal this week. Maybe he plays. I don't know. Gallup is so lost back there. There's just no way that Zach Ostelski couldn't be better than Gallup. But, I don't know. Fagan does what he wants. Sheasel, good bounce back. Spoke about Myers, Flanders. Butterick is allegedly injured this week. So we'll see what the timeline is. I'm pretty happy to move Butterick on at this point. I just don't know that I have the cash to do so unless I flick someone that I don't want to. Devrov injured, spoke about. Marshall potentially dropped. Spoke about this guy. Lombard I think holds and I'm willing to hold as well. Still got it. He's just a slow burn. This is what it is. And then Farrow was terrific against my sorry Demons. So trades this week. Also, we've got all the DPPs, which I'll be taking full advantage of this week. So, firstly, I want to get my team into a position where I'm fielding a strong position, if that makes sense. So, Devrov is going to be out. And I really don't want to field Filippo. And I think Marshall is in strife. And I don't really want to field Lombard either. So, what can I do? What I can do is start shuffling some of these DPPs around. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And that. And we're going to bring Watkins back in as a forward. I've got to make this trade, don't I? Sorry. Find anyone. Sure, we'll go Finbar. And then we're going to trade out for Watkins. All right. So where are my concerns at the moment? So F6 is probably the big one, particularly if Butterick is out. So I kind of want forwards. And there's one coming down in Took Miller that I'm very interested in. But he's not there yet. I can wait for this. It's the same with Noah Anderson. I'm very interested in Noah Anderson, but I can wait for it. 166 break even. Still has this good score. I think this guy's going to be good. Disinterested, tagged. So do want to see a bounce back against Essendon. But PFS, TIO, that's got to be a good fixture. And he went massive on Hawthorn last year. So they're who I'm interested in heavily. Now, the only way I could really get there is by sidewaysing Dawson. But as I said, it's a week early to go there. So do I have other alternatives? If Butterick is going to be out, which it sounds like he will be, and Dawson is going to be out, can I get a crazy forward here? A really basement pick. I think I don't really love Rochelle. Is there anything else here? I think Rochelle is going to be fine if you've got him, but I think he just does 90, which again is fine for a forward, but can I get something that I like a little bit more? Probably not. This is the thing, right? Do I have any other forwards around here that I think might play? No. Like, I could field Lombard and Filippo for a week and just hold the trades, and then next week say, like, okay, Butterick, Jagger, Grill, and, like, go 2 up, 1 down and get Anderson. My other option is, like, can I just take this week to sideways Dawson? I would love to make a little bit of money from this trade, but it's probably not going to be that easy. So I need to set myself up for next week. And this is where, like, I could go Roberts by doing that, but I kind of like the defender rookies, and I'm willing to hide Marshall up here for a little bit. So, yeah. The other thing is, like, I could go to Kazai Pickett, for example, and make 10k. But that feels kind of bad before Brisbane. But, like, the run is kind of good. Why didn't I start this? Ugh. I mean, he's going to be up and down. Like, I can definitely get Cozzy cheaper at some point. But the Richmond and the West Coast matchups are so good. The run home is kind of bad, though. Like, 4 of the last 5 are tough matchups. But this fixture is not bad. This is tricky. That's one option I have. Is there any... I kind of really want Ash and Nas in these slots. I don't know if there's another defender that's like... Oh my God, don't show me Jordan Ridley. Is there another defender that I can get and make money off of? Like, just on Luke Parker, I'm not trusting this. I'm not trusting this. Like, these games where he's spiked, he's had a huge number of contested intercept marks, and they're all against bad teams, or except for Brisbane. Like, I don't know. I just don't believe that. I don't believe the pick, if I'm being frank. So Ash is going to come down. I can't imagine that this matchup is good either way. And he's like historically bad against North. So I should definitely be waiting for this. Like, could I go Roberts or Worrell? Like, Worrell before St Kilda, I'm like half interested in. Maybe I do this. And make 40k. Because St Kilda, Brisbane, Port, Richmond, North. Not North so much. But they're, like, that's 4 pretty good games in a row. I think Worrell's only bad game. I'm kind of really keen to do this, to be honest. I'm actually quite keen on this. Let's lock this in. It's not ideal. Because these guys are going quite well. Murdoch's going to be back. So that's how I could line up this week. I've got 5 defenders. This is essentially committing to trading out Houston, which I'm okay with, to be honest, at the buys. Just a bad trade in by me is what it is. I think my trade position is not too bad. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 upgrades to go with 30 trades and potentially a sideways here. So if I can go 1 up, 1 down on all of these, that should be good. There's a lot of money here to work with. So, like, Sarong is probably going to make another, 60 to 70k? So if he goes 76, he makes another 60 in 2 weeks. Blamires going at 74s makes another 45. Yeah, he makes another 80k. Like, Murdoch's going to make so much money. It's not even worth talking about. Grill's going to make another 20k this week, potentially. See how he goes against North. But then has another couple of good matchups, so maybe I hold. It does mean holding Butterick, which I would prefer not to do. But I think next week... let me get a calculator. Next week, I think it allows me to go 2 up, 1 down, which I think is a really strong position. So we've got 104.4. Butterick is this. Let's say, for argument's sake, Grill doesn't go too well. And let's say Jagger doesn't go too well. So that'd be a mill to play with. But I'd have to bring in someone as well. I would say more cash than that. Because obviously Took and Anderson will be close to... They will be close to 500k. The 95, his break-even is still quite high. Maybe he's just 1 up, 1 down next week and double up the week after. With a 119, his break-even is 119. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, I can probably wait a week on one of these. Maybe I just wait a week on Anderson and lock Took in. After a couple of flat ones. I don't mind that at all. So yeah, that would get me... So if I go 1 up, 1 down next week and I go Angus, Anderson and Took Miller in, it's like... I take one of these guys off the field for like a bench slot. And then the week after, I can go like Anderson... I mean, this is letting Nazai go. The problem with letting Nazai go is this fixture is disgusting. Like, none of these 5 teams are going to go anywhere near him. And 3 at Marvel. I don't think this is fadeable, to be honest. 576. This is another one where, like, the scoring's been bad, but it's probably been better than it should have been. And that's the sort of pick that I like. What if I do something a little crazy here? I go... I can start here, right? So I need 100k more than that. So it would have to be like Grill. I could get Nazaya, but I'd be foregoing 20k. Potentially more with Grill. It would also give me a completed... I can field Nazaya in the midfield, actually. The problem is it means I'd have to bring in Edwards, who I'm not overly confident on. Am I slightly out of this anyway? No, I'm not. So I could do that. The problem is then if Grill goes really well against North, I'm in trouble. What's Nazaya break even? 108. Maybe I wait. Maybe I wait. Let's wait. I'm contemplating, like, trading someone for Edwards anyway. Even though I don't love it, like... Edwards has scored pretty well previously. So, like, 58, 52... It's not brilliant scores. And at 48 and then 10, like... It'd be like a mega slow burn. Like, super slow burn. Is there anyone else I'm potentially missing? I know Fawcett's there, but... I don't want full set. Jordan Boyd was not good. Same with Goulburn. I don't mind Flynn Perez, but I just don't think he holds. So he played this week because Scrimshaw was managed. Perez played really well. I just don't think that he holds. But if he did, I would go there. If Artie Jones is somehow a miracle recovery, I would also pick him. Dirksen I don't think holds. This is like the one where I wish I had a better read on this. He was really bad against Collingwood. Kicked a heap of balls out on the full. Like, you couldn't even consider going there based on what you saw in that game. Will Brody. Ugh. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm stumped. I need more news to make this decision. I don't hate going Worrell here. Like, the fixture's pretty good for Worrell. St Kilda, Brisbane, and Port all allowing a fair bit to defenders this season. So, and then he has Richmond as well. Like, I don't know. That seems like a pretty good run for me. And he gets like Melbourne, Port, West Coast, Gold Coast, all in a run here. I don't mind this at all for Dawson, to be honest. Like, I said, I'm on the record saying I think that Worrell is top 6 defender. And like Clark wouldn't be that good, but he'd be durable. And then it'd be getting like Nass and Whitfield in here. The thing, like, I would love to be able to go 2 up, 1 down next week. That's the thing. I'm just not sure that I can. So that's the other thing that I've got to consider. So let's leave this as is for now for trades this week. And we will talk about rookie loops. So I think I'm going to be forced to do this. Ideally, I would play Marshall over probably Filippo, but I'm not sure there. Obviously, very happy with Farah in the flex. Another good matchup for him this week. Out of these guys, I would field Grill, but I mean, do I want to even loop? Like, what? Dev Rob not going to play, so I have the loop for the whole round. Who would I loop? I mean, to be honest, I think it's loop Jagger with Grill. So that's what I'll do. I'll set up for this. We will loop Jagger with Grill, which just sounds criminal, but here we are. Yes, and then in defense, do I want to field Lindsay or Jakes? I think I want to field Jakes. Oh, this is a Goomba though. Ugh. Maybe it's a Selwood week. Oh, it could be a Selwood week. I don't know. I've got no idea with these three. Fremantle are a bad matchup for halfbacks, but I know that GMHBA is generally a bad matchup for halfbacks as well, for opposition halfbacks. It might unironically be Selwood, which sounds a bit crazy. So I think that's how I'll line up this week. Next week, we're going to look to get in Took and Noah Anderson. And we'll go from there. So, that is the video for this week, guys. Oh, captains, vice captains. No, it's not the video. Hold on. So, I kind of like Dacos versus Carlton. I think if you have Bailey Smith, he's a good option this week. Probably won't go Holmes. Bont would be a good VC option as well, I think. Wouldn't be touching any of the GWS players this week. You could maybe go Heaney if you had him. Gold Coast boys against Essendon are a good option. I didn't even mention Roberts. So Roberts is a little bit more expensive than Worrell, but I think I prefer Worrell, to be honest. Like, Roberts' last few games, yeah, so this and these 2 games are good matchups for defenders, and then North is North. Now, he does have another 3 good matchups in a row for defenders. Actually, his fixture is very good. I just don't know how long this will last, though, is my problem with Roberts. So that's why I'm willing to take Worrell, who I think is a bit better on solid kick-ins, that sort of stuff. So quite happy with this. Anyway, back to captain, vice captain. Wouldn't go Butters this week. probably nothing in this game. You could maybe go Sinclair. And then like LDU or Sheasel are like must captain in this game probably. And then it is... That's probably it. Jackson against against West Coast is also a good option. So what I'm going to do is I think it's going to be Dacos into Sheasel. You could go Gorn. Oh, Grundy as well if you have Grundy. He's like the best captain option this week. I think you could go Gorn. He's obviously not going to score this, but I don't know. Like Brisbane Rucks have... Draper has typically been restrictive. And Gorn doesn't score well during the day, which sounds like nonsense, but it's true. So I'm sort of willing to pass on this Gorn fixture, to be honest. So the other option is like Petrarca against Essendon, but I don't know if I want to do that off an injury. But it could be a good VC. But so could this. We'll see how Nick Dacos looks during the week. If Nick Dacos doesn't look good, I'll go Petrarca. But yeah, that's the video for this week, guys. Let me know how you went. Thanks for watching. And I will definitely have a midweek trade video this week because there are so many things to consider, in my opinion. So thanks for watching. I will see you next week. Bye, guys. Sorry, I'll see you at the midweek trade video. I'll see you then, probably in a couple days. Just need some injury news. Bye, guys.